Hey guys, it's Brandy with Eternal Harvest Decor, and today I'm going to show you how I put curtains on these windows. These windows are 15 feet high in the air, and super long curtains were needed, but I didn't want to pay for custom ones. So this project is budget friendly and pretty easy actually. So come along and I'll show you how I did it. So this project was a little bit tricky because I needed to find curtains that were long enough to fit these windows, and I could not find them for the life of me. The longest curtains I could find were 118 inches, and these windows are 180 inches long. So what I decided, other than custom, was to grab two curtains from Ikea. These are standard sizes, 118 inches here, and then 97, I believe, on the brown ones. I decided to go with two-tone. You could do the same. And then I grabbed some ultra hold fabric tape that is heat transferred, so you iron it on to connect the two together rather than sew. Now, because these curtains are so high, I grabbed something called a SwitchBot, which is not necessarily budget friendly, but I'm hoping it makes my life easier. They hook onto the rods and kind of create a smart curtain-like feel and will open and close with a remote. Then these are the rods that I bought, and of course, as usual, I will put everything that I got in links in the description below. Now, the first thing that I did was remeasure to make sure that I had everything correctly written down, and I decided to put my rods about a foot higher than the window, so I ended up with about 186 inches needed. So I took my first curtain, which was 118 inches, and I rolled it up and laid it out. This is the back side of the curtain. Then I took my second curtain, made sure I had the back side facing up, and laid it out on top of the first curtain. Next, I add some push pins to make sure that that top curtain doesn't move at all as I iron the tape onto both of them. I cut off the excess to make it a little more manageable, and then I laid out the tape to make sure I had the length exactly where I wanted it. Then you lay the tape face down so that the paper is up, and you iron the tape into place first. The instructions say to hold the iron on the tape for about 8 to 10 seconds, and then peel the paper off and put the next piece of fabric on top and iron again. You lay the fabric over the top of the tape again and hold the iron there for 10 to 15 seconds, and that's what seals the tape and the two pieces of fabric together. Then I repeated this process 4 times for all 4 curtains. Now that the curtains are all made and put together, it was time to pull out the ladder to get to the top of these windows. This ladder is a 25-foot ladder, but it really only rises up to 12.5 feet or so in the A-frame position, which was perfect since these are about 15 feet. I threw away the hardware that came with the poles, the curtain rods, and I went with these Power Pro screws because I needed to find a stud and make sure that I was drilling into a stud with the rod hangers. These curtains are super heavy because they're so long, and I wanted to make sure they would stay put. These windows are also pretty wide, and so the curtain rod that came with 3 hooks. I decided to put one at each end and then one in the very middle, as long as I could locate a stud to make sure it was strong enough. These curtain rods link together in the middle, so once the last hook was in, I linked them together and got ready to put the curtains on the rods. Now these particular curtains that I bought are ones that had grommets already on them, which made it easy to loop them onto the pole and pull them over. Grommets are also the ones that work best with the SwitchBot, so that it can move in and out on its own and make the curtains automatic. Now the curtains are on, it's time to install the SwitchBot, and this is what it looks like. Comes in a box like this. Basically, you can download the app and run the curtains with the app, or you can get a remote that will open and close the curtains that way. I did charge them up for about 4 hours before installation. So these have been charging all night. They should be all charged up. It says they only need 4 hours. And I marked each one right and left. And I'm gonna go install. I'm gonna do it for the open from middle for this side. And we'll see how this goes. These installed crazy fast. You just loop them around the rod, squeeze it tight, and they have these little clips behind that you squeeze down, which makes the rollers connect with the bar a little better. And that's it. It's ready to go. You do want to put it in between 2 grommets at the front of the curtain. So this piece will go right here behind the curtain and you won't see them from the front. So I bought 2 SwitchBots for each curtain and put them behind the first grommet on each side. Then I downloaded the app and calibrated them following the instructions in the app. Okay, so now I've hooked both bots onto the pole up at the top there. Whew, sigh. And I'm in the app here, and now I'm just gonna calibrate how wide I want it to open and close on both sides, and then it should be ready to go. And that's it. They're installed, they work. I connected them to this tiny remote and they are automatic smart curtains. Now these SwitchBots were a little bit pricey, but because these are so tall, it was worth it to me so that I don't have to slide these 15-foot curtains open and closed every day. They will need to be recharged every few months. It's said on there about 6 months. I think I can handle that, and I love them. I kind of just drive my kids crazy opening and closing the curtains and playing around with them. But the curtains are all finished, the rods are in, all 4 of them are installed, and we absolutely love them. As usual, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I have so many fun projects coming up this year with this new house. Lots of woodworking and home DIY stuff, so make sure you subscribe to see those. Turn on your little bell, get notifications, and I'll be coming at you soon. Have a great night and see you next time.